Jay-Z is being targeted, and the people he betrayed are coming back for revenge. Gene Deal just revealed that Jay-Z is next on the hit list, and even Beyoncé is getting ready to step away. Not only that, but Diddy has also distanced himself from Jay for not supporting him during the trial. It's kind of funny to me, man, is that Diddy used to hate Jay-Z. He hated Jay-Z enough when he was trying to get Ja Rule to go at Jay-Z. This is back in the early 2000s. Did he always say negative things about Jay around you? The time he was trying to get Ja Rule to go at Jay. Yeah, he was. They worked it out. Was there a reason behind it?
Is that Diddy used to hate Jay-Z. He hated Jay-Z enough when he was trying to get Ja Rule to go at Jay-Z. This is back in the early 2000s.
Did Diddy always say negative things about Jay around you?
The time he was trying to get Ja Rule to go at Jay, yeah, he was. They worked it out.
Was there a reason behind it?
I couldn't tell you the reason behind it. It's probably because Big had died. I don't know what it was, man. I don't know why he wanted Ja Rule to go at Jay. I guess if he kept them beefing or kept them into some bullshit, he could rise up in between both of them. You know what I mean?
I couldn't tell you the reason behind it. It was probably because Bing had died. I don't know what it was, man. I don't know why he wanted Ja Rule to go at Jay. I guess if he kept them beefing or kept them into some shit, he could rise up in between both of them. You know what I mean? It definitely was some snake shit. Jay-Z isn't new to violence, and the only thing different about this situation is that Jay is on the receiving end. Jaguar Wright and Gan Deal have been saying this for years. Both Jay-Z and Diddy are violent, dangerous people. And it's only a matter of time before karma catches up to them. Diddy ended up in prison, but for Jay-Z, the ending might be far worse. Suge Knight, Gotti, and Jay Prince, these four gentlemen that got together, gonna put up $30 million apiece. Contemplating doing the first black-owned distribution company. The thing is, they wasn't trying to let us in the door. That's why I don't trust these people, but Suge came up with the idea. It was a brilliant plan. Said whatever the recording funds, 10% goes to the union. Each time you do a new album, 10%, it was going to be some get down or lay down shit. Shortly after that, the feds raided again. All of us were being hit up around the same time. Someone left that meeting talking about our move. It was Jay-Z and Puff that went to those U-Corner to let them know what Suge Knight was trying to do. They told Jay, if you help us get rid of Dane, we're gonna make you the president of Def Jam. Why don't we stick together? And they got to come to us. For some reason, everybody just wants to do everything on their own. They don't understand collective economics. The industry thinks of Jay-Z as a rat. And let's not forget that he paid Lance Rivera to stay quiet about stabbing him. Jay-Z actually pled guilty to third-degree assault for stabbing Lance Rivera back in December 1999. But Lance still says that Jay-Z never stabbed him. Why is that? Lance knows he needs to stay quiet. A top rap star is busted. Jay-Z turned himself in tonight, and the cops started working on his rap sheet, accusing him of a stabbing at a trendy party. Kimberly Richardson is at Midtown South right now. Kimberly Karana just a few hours ago, police here at Midtown South arrested Sean Carter, better known as Jay-Z. The rap star voluntarily turned himself in here at the precinct earlier this evening. Now, Carter is being held here in connection with that stabbing fight that erupted at the Kit Kat Club last night. But just a few moments ago, Carter's attorney had this to say. He's not involved in this, period. He was at the club, that's my only comment. He wasn't involved in this. So it was someone else that did the stabbing and the hitting? I didn't say that I said he was not involved in it. Now, Slovis goes on to say that at no time was Jay-Z hiding from the police, that they were in touch with cops all day, and that they're trying to resolve this as gentlemen. But as Mike Sheehan shows us, others say they've seen the dark side of Jay-Z. I have my faults, I'm not a perfect person. Jay-Z has no remorse or regret over what he did. In fact, he's actually out there giving interviews saying that stabbing Lance was the best thing that ever happened to me. How much of a monster do you have to be to say that stabbing someone was the best thing you ever did? At the same time, Jay-Z is forcing Lance to stay quiet. Everyone in the Kit Kat Club that day saw what happened. The only one who says that Jay-Z didn't stab Lance is Lance himself. You had a, incident with Rivera, where you plead guilty to charges of, I don't remember exactly the charges, assault with a deadly weapon? Is it? They would never let me be out here with you if that was the case. You stabbed him. Okay. All right. Do you feel like that was a mistake in hindsight? I believe that was the greatest thing ever. This is gonna sound crazy, but I believe that helped me. You know what I'm saying? Cause that put the brakes on everything. That let me know that no matter how successful you are and how much you on your road, it can all stop. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you still kid from Marcy Projects, and you know not everybody they waiting for you to mess up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Let you just go ahead and self-destruct yourself. You know what I'm saying? But that right there was a moment I was like, okay, you know, and I'm glad I didn't have to take for me to be in jail for like 5 years to be like, damn. You know what I'm saying? That moment was like, okay, all that stops. You know what I mean? I'm not going to parties with 30 people, and I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not putting myself in that position no more. Yeah. When you look at, Dame still kind of living that life, you know, you can find Dame at the club, you know. Yeah, but he's with 30 models. He's there. It's a little different. I was with the Hook. Yeah. Okay. It's a good point. He's hanging at a different kind of club now. First it was Diddy, and now it's Jay-Z. Someone is coming after all the villains in Hollywood, and it's only a matter of time before Jay gets what he deserves. Ice Cube said that he fully believes that Diddy was targeted and his downfall was manufactured. One day Diddy's a billionaire flying in private jets around the world, and less than a year later he's lost $700 million and is behind bars. Something doesn't sound right. Diddy, you're hearing Diddy everywhere. Okay, yeah. So, did you ever have any kind of run-in with Diddy? Did you ever do anything with Diddy? Any projects you worked on with him? Produced a few records, or had his producers do a few records on my War and Peace album, the Peace disc. Yeah. How was he to work with? It was cool. You know, he gave us great music. We flew out to New York, and I was mainly in the studio with the producer. You know, he had a stable of producers, so I was in the studio with his stable of producers, and I think we did some great music. And, you know, I really kind of, you know, lost contact with him and really stopped, you know, dealing with Puffy around 94. Yeah. Any specific reason? Yeah, I mean, you know, they was doing their thing, I was doing mine. And, you know, I'm not the partying type. You know what I mean? I ain't never been to a Diddy party. Ain't never really wanted to go, but I don't go to a lot of people parties. You know, that just ain't what I'm in it for. Jay-Z might look tough, but he doesn't have what it takes to actually fight back. Back to 1996, at the heart of the East Coast versus West Coast rivalry, Jay-Z locked himself in his hotel room in Las Vegas for fear of a confrontation with Tupac. Gandil explained that Suge Knight, leader of Death Row Records, had to intervene to calm the situation. He convinced Tupac to leave Jay-Z alone so he could perform on stage. What's the story behind Jay-Z being afraid to come out his hotel room because of Pop? Alright, what happened was that, I guess Pac had got whiff that Jay-Z was in town. Well, you know, he gonna do a show, cause Jay-Z, he doing a show. But you gotta realize Jay-Z had became an enemy of Pac, because I think he had said some or was going to do a song with Big or whatever like that, the whole 9 yards. So Jay is now Pac enemy too. So Chaz Wims, who was over Black Hands was one of the labels who did that, Black Gangster had every artist in New York on. And Chaz, who is now getting into the music business, has become a music executive. And he was once a former gangster who was on, American Ganga, BET, because they had him down for robbing 161 banks. That's what they put in their program and everything. But Chaz was a gangster in New York City that became a music executive. So he gets a phone call saying that Jay is not going to come out the room because Pac, so he's not going to do a show. Can he make some phone calls? You understand, to, get Pac off the shit. So I think he may have talked to Big D and Eric B called Suge, and Suge was laughing, saying that wasn't him because they tried to make it seem like it was Suge that was doing it, but it was Pac. So, I guess Suge called Pac let him go ahead and do his show and everything like that, but Jay was scared to come out of his room. So that story was really true about Jay-Z being afraid to come out his hotel room? Yeah, come on, man. No. Yeah, he was scared. Probably still is scared. Even Gene wanted to knock Jay's head off. If Jay was really that dangerous, could Gene really be saying this? Jay-Z, and one time I wanted to knock his head off, you know, cause he was being disrespectful. We was in Cancun, and he had a personal assistant from my block named Laura. And, he had brought like 6 people to the club with him, and he was only get 3 people in. I was running the door at Daddy O's from Industries Entertainment. They just told me Jay-Z only get 3 people in. So I'm at the door, I said, yo Jay, you good? And the other 3 gotta pay. So then he said, Laurel, handle him. And at that time, the type of dude I was, you couldn't tell no woman to handle me when I'm talking to you as a man. I said, who you talking to like that? You telling her to handle me? And then me and him, he didn't say nothing. He just turned to the side. And if you turned back around, he'd have got his head knocked off. But Laura told me, yo, Gene, please, Gene, you gonna make me lose my job. You know what I'm saying? And because one, she was beautiful, two, she from a block, I wasn't gonna do that to her. So I gathered myself, stepped away from the situation, you know what I'm saying? But he was being disrespectful. Diddy and Jay were involved in the same crimes, and there are eyewitness testimonies to back this up. Everyone in the streets knew that Diddy and Jay were working together. Gene even said he personally knew some minors who were involved with Jay. Jay never got arrested, however. The industry stayed silent and protected Jay. But just like Diddy, these lies are now being exposed. The truth is coming out, and it's only a matter of time before Jay's empire comes crumbling down too. I want to say this to protect myself that there's stories of Jay talking to underage girls. There was a girl from my block that was 16, 17 years old that Jay was talking to if she was 17. So there's plenty of stories out there that they might flood the market of Jay talking to underage girls. I heard this kid that is claiming to be his son, his mother was 15 when she conceived him and had him at 16, and Jay refused to do a blood test or anything like that. From your point of view, because I know you heard the statement that, Jay lawyer came out with about how he wasn't really friends with Diddy. From your point of view, was they really friends or no? How close was Diddy and Jay-Z? They was close enough that they wasn't playing basketball, they wasn't playing baseball, they wasn't playing football, and they wasn't playing hockey or soccer for Diddy to come on stage, pat him on his ass, and then make the statement to people in the world that can't nobody call me Sean but Sean Carter.